The night it happened was like any other, ordinary, unsuspecting, cruel in its disguise. David had arranged some thugs to grape her. In his defense, he wanted a solid reason to leave Amora, so he could marry his new lover, since Amora has nothing to offer him. Amora had spent the day at the market helping her mother, her body tired but her spirit steady with the same hope she carried every day, that David would soon come home. She walked back in the dusk, unaware of the shadows that trailed her. The men came swiftly, like hunters closing in on prey. Faces masked, voices rough, their grip merciless. She barely had time to scream before a hand silenced her, dragging her into the bush path by the roadside. That night, innocence was stolen in the most brutal way. Her cries were swallowed by the dark, her dignity shattered against the ground. When they finally left her, broken and bleeding, Amora lay on the cold earth staring at the stars. She staggered home in silence, her body aching, her soul fractured. She didn't tell her mother. She didn't tell her neighbors. She locked the pain inside, swallowing it like poison. Her only prayer whispered through trembling lips, "God, let David come soon. Let him come and make me whole again." 2 months later, David returned. The entire compound buzzed with excitement when the news spread. Amora's David has come back from Lagos. The children shouted his name, neighbors peeked from their windows, and Amora's heart pounded with a mixture of joy and dread. She put on her best dress. Her reflection in the mirror was a stranger, eyes hollow, smile unsure. Still, when she saw David walking into the compound, tall and handsome, dressed finer than she had ever seen him, her heart nearly burst from her chest. "David," she whispered, tears filling her eyes. He smiled faintly, pulling her into a hug, though his embrace lacked the warmth she had dreamt of for years. Still, Amora clung to him, as though the contact could wash away her hidden scars. That night, under the mango tree where their love had begun, she decided to tell him. Her secret weighed too heavily on her chest. If anyone could understand, if anyone could still love her despite it, surely it would be David, the boy who once promised forever. Her voice trembled as she spoke. "David, something happened 2 months ago. Men, her throat closed, her words breaking into sobs. "They took something from me. You took my virginity, but what they took from me was more than my pride. I didn't want it, I swear before God, I didn't. I waited for you. I kept myself for you." David's face hardened as she spoke. "David, please," she begged, clutching his hand. "Believe me, I never betrayed you. I am still yours. My body may be broken, but my heart never left you." But David pulled his hand away slowly, coldly. "Do you expect me to marry you now, Amora?" His voice cut like a blade. "After what you've told me, how am I supposed to carry this shame?" Amora's words spun. "Shame? David, I was attacked. I was a victim." But he shook his head. "Maybe you wanted it. How do I even know this story is true? Perhaps you gave yourself to another man and now you hide behind lies." The words tore through her chest, each syllable shattering the fragile hope she had clung to. Tears streamed down her face as she fell to her knees. And just like that, he walked away. Days later, the news spread through town like wildfire. David was marrying the wealthy woman he had met in Lagos. Invitations were whispered, drums were beaten, and laughter filled the air as though betrayal wasn't crushing the heart of the girl who once believed in forever. When Amora heard the news, she pleaded with her mother to help her go to his house so they could sort things out, but she refused, insisting she had warned her earlier. Later that day, she went to his house, but immediately David sighted her. He quickly shouted at her, "Get out of this compound now, you cheap used item." Amora went home with tears blurring her sight. She locked herself away. She stopped eating. She stopped smiling. She remembered her mother's warning how suitors with money and influence came for her, but she rejected them, saying she was waiting for her David. Nights found her weeping on the same bed where she once dreamt of wedding gowns and children. Now, those dreams were ashes. Neighbors pitied her. Some mocked her. Her mother tried to console her, but Amora's spirit was already fading. She had given everything, her youth, her loyalty, her faith, and received nothing but pain in return. The night she made her decision was eerily calm. She lit a candle by her bedside, her face hollow, her eyes red from endless tears. She picked up one of David's old letters. The ink smudged from the many times she had clutched it in her hands. Then, with trembling lips, she whispered into the darkness, "David, may your betrayal follow you. May your pleasure turn into torment. May your manhood retreat into your body every time you seek intimacy, until you know what it means to be broken. You have ruined me, David. May the same rain find you. With those words, Amora drank the potion she was holding. Her body was found the next morning, limp and cold. Her mother cried out of pain, out of frustration because this was an avoidable mistake. She warned her not to wait for him, as if she had seen the future. The day David married Gloria, the whole of Soralia buzzed with envy. Imported cars lined the streets, men in fine suits clinked glasses, and women in shimmering lace spoke in hushed admiration. To many, he was the perfect story of making it. But beneath the golden laughter of that wedding night, something unholy stirred. When the guests left, when the music died, when the perfume of Gloria's flowers faded into the still night, David found himself trembling. He had waited for this moment, had dreamed of it. Yet when he reached for his bride, something strange happened. His manhood, the very symbol of his pride, betrayed him. It shrank. At first, he laughed nervously, brushing it off. "It's just nerves," he told Gloria, who frowned in confusion. But no matter how he tried, his body refused him. Gloria turned her face away, muttering curses under her breath. The second night, it happened again. And the third. By the fourth, Gloria's teasing turned to mockery. "You deceived me, David. You're not a man. You're a shame." Her words cut deeper than any blade. David tried to explain, tried to beg, but each attempt ended in humiliation. He ran to doctors. Tests were carried out, blood samples, scans. But every result came back the same. "You are perfectly fine, Mr. David." Fine. How could he be fine when his own body mocked him? He turned to prayer. Churches. Vigils. Pastors laid hands on him, some shouting, some whispering, some demanding offerings he could barely afford. Still, nothing changed. At night, when he closed his eyes, he heard her voice, Amora's voice, whispering like the wind. "You failed me, David. May you never know peace." He would wake up shaking, drenched in sweat, clutching himself to check if it was still there. It always was. But whenever desire rose, whenever he reached for a woman, the curse returned, cruel and mocking. Gloria didn't stay long. Humiliation turned to anger. She spat on him one morning, packed her bags, and walked out. Her wealthy father, furious that his daughter had been disgraced, severed all ties with David. The doors that had once opened for him slammed shut, but David was stubborn. He told himself, "One failed marriage does not define me." He remarried. The new wife was younger. On their wedding night, she was hopeful, blushing, waiting. But again, the curse struck. She screamed in confusion, then in disgust. The whisper spread faster this time. "David is cursed. David is not a man." She left him too, one by one. His marriages crumbled like sandcastles against the tide. Each woman entered with hope and left with bitterness. David's nights grew darker. He drowned himself in alcohol, in concoctions from herbalists. He spent money he no longer had, searching for a cure. But nothing. The curse mocked every effort, and Amora's face never left him. In dreams, she appeared, sometimes smiling sadly, sometimes weeping, sometimes standing in silence with eyes that pierced his soul. Years rolled by. The polished David who once returned from Lagos City with pride in his step became a shadow. His shoes lost their shine. His friends stopped answering his calls. He sat alone most nights, a bottle in hand, staring into emptiness. The sound of laughter outside tore into him, reminding him of what he had lost, not just wealth, not just respect, but love. True love. One evening, after another failed attempt with yet another woman, David locked himself in his room. His reflection stared back at him from a broken mirror, haggard, sunken eyes, a ghost of the man he once was. "Amora," he whispered, "forgive me. I didn't know. I didn't." His words trailed into sobs. He pounded his chest, clawed at his skin, but forgiveness did not come. Only silence, and in that silence, madness crept in. He drank one bottle, then another. Neighbors later said they heard him screaming into the night, cursing himself, cursing life, cursing the day he ever betrayed her. By morning, he was gone. They found him sprawled on the floor, the gin bottle by his side. His face twisted with agony. No one mourned him. Some shook their heads, saying it was a sad end. And so ended David, the man who chose wealth over love, who traded loyalty for greed, who lived and died under a curse born from a broken soul. When you make a promise, make sure to fulfill it, because promise broken can lead to so many damages. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this series. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. See you again in my next story.